Hey, what is going on, you Russell Rielos? Today we're playing some games with Orbeetle VMAX. I've tried it out a bunch of different ways so far, or a couple different ways. I've tried to build similar to this. This is actually a build that got top 8 in the Sunday Open tournament over the weekend on Sunday. So I thought I'd give this build a shot because it did do so well in that tournament. It was a 200-player tournament, so it's one of the biggest tournaments we've seen in a while here, as far as like the weekly tournaments go. So super cool to see that. Super cool to see Orbeetle get some kind of success. It was the only Orbeetle in the tournament, I believe. No one's been playing it at all. And yeah, it made top 8, which is super cool to see. So I want to showcase this build to you guys. And yeah, it's a tag call engine build. So it can revolve heavily around those Capture Energy and the Turffield through the 3 Guzma Hala that are in the list, alongside 2 tag call to help find those. And you got like 2 Mallow Lana, 1 Caitlin and Cynthia. No research. The other draw supporters that are in the deck are the 4 Bird Keeper and 3 Marnie. There's 2 Snorlax in here for draw support, which is really cool with how you can kind of limit your opponent's prize trade or potential to win the game faster than you'd like them to, because even if your opponent KOs 2 Snorlax, as long as it's not ADPization, they still have to KO 2 VMAXs, 2 Orbeetle VMAXs to actually win the game. So that's super cool. I really like the way this build is built. I've tried out the dolls plus Snorlax myself, but I haven't gone quite to this extreme where it's only Orbeetles and Snorlax in the deck. You can see there is 4 Lillie's Poké dolls in here as well, that you can use to kind of just wall and give yourself time to build up damage with that eerie beam. So I like the dolls in here as well. And then the rest of it, you know, 4 quick ball, best card in the game, 2 Evo Incense, 2 Turffield, a Wondrous Labyrinth, 2 Reset Stamp, 2 Boss, some weakness cards, some captures, like I mentioned, some Aromatic Energy, Aromatic, I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this card, 1 Grass, 3 Marnie, 2 U-Turn Board to be able to move our beetles around. And yeah, that's it. That's the list. Shout out to Apsy, who did get top 8 with this list. This is their list in the Sunday Open tournament. And that's it. I think that's all I gotta say. Check out the Twitch live stream. I stream over there almost every single day with the new Vivid Voltage card. So check out the live stream. Streaming a ton of content over there for Vivid Voltage. Twitch.tv/AzulGG. Link in the description. If you guys need Vivid Voltage cards, codes, whatever, go check out Channel Fireball. Use code AzulGG over there as well. And that's it. Let's get into some games. Okay, got into our first game here. We did win the coin flip. I think I want to go second though with this build. It feels like going second is gonna be, yeah, being able to like do turn 1 Guzma Hala to grab like U-Turn Board and Capture Energy, stuff like that. Just kind of sounds really good. So yeah, I think I'd prefer to go second with this deck. We'll see how it goes. Paris start from my opponent. What does that mean? Probably Vikavolt. No, Orbeetle. Okay, we've hit an Orbeetle mirror match already. So it's Orbeetle Yellgrunt. Orbeetle Yellgrunt. Orbeetle. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea what to expect in this matchup. They've already put down into Dedenne, so our prize trade can just be to KO 1 VMAX, the Dedenne, and then try and KO this Parasect. Yeah, they're gonna be playing Yellhorn for sure. Yeah, I'm super curious to see how this goes. Already hit a mirror match off the start here. Got a second Orbeetle to set up. We're definitely gonna Guzma Hala, get rid of Marnie and Tool Scrapper, I think. We also play Mallow Lana, which is something our opponent definitely might not play. So that's something definitely that they might not play, so that something we'll have advantage of for sure in this one. Is we play Mallow Lana. That's some healing we can utilize. I'm not gonna put the Turffield in play yet. I don't want to give my opponent. Actually, you know what I maybe should have done? As I could have gone I could have put the U-Turn Board on this one, but I could have attached the Capture Energy here. So that way I could have gone switch into the one with the U-Turn Board, spread, retreat into the one with the Grass Energy, and then attack this turn as well. So I think I made a mistake there for sure. Could have gotten extra eerie beam off. Yeah, so I should have put the Capture Energy here, the U-Turn Board there. They already have a boss, so they're already gusting my beetle. This feels really bad. Let's see if they get the energy to go ahead and get a hit in on my beetle here. Yeah, we're probably just gonna run away from a turn to the Snorlax. Guzma Hala again. Grab another Orbeetle VMAX, or another Capture Energy for Orbeetle VMAX. Yeah, they've had a really aggressive start here. They only get to hit this for 100 though, so it's really not that bad, to be honest. Like, yeah, they should hit for 100. It's only 50 plus 50, so I mean, it's some kind of damage, so that's better than nothing, I guess. But it's like not that big of a deal, I don't think. All right, Turffield gonna get another Orbeetle. Top deck to this Capture Energy, and I can throw this here. Grab ourselves another Orbeetle. Evolve. Hit him with our own Eerie Beam here. Evolve down here. I could Guzma Hala, get rid of Turffield and the Caitlin and Cynthia. Can also do another one here, Eerie Beam. And then we can switch back to the Snorlax for a turn. And then I think I will Guzma Hala. I think I will get rid of these two. I think the Caitlin Cynthia is potentially nice, but I don't think I'm going to have time to use it. I'd rather just have the aggressive play of the boss around. I could grab the Wondrous Labyrinth here as well, but it's kind of slow. I feel like it's a little bit too slow. I don't think I'm going to be using it anytime soon. I'm kind of debating on this one. I don't want to put it in play right now, that's for sure. So I'm just going to grab these two. U-Turn Board here versus here. That way if they knock out this, I can set up this and U-Turn it board it away. But I can do that same thing with this one. I think here is fine. I'll put it here. And then, yeah, Gourmandize, draw some cards. We do have the Aromatic Energy, so we can... There's a Mallow Lana. That's what we're looking to find here, is that Mallow and Lana. We can... what can we do with this? We can basically... We don't get confused from those Yell Horns that we know our opponent plays. Or we're assuming they play because they play Parasect. And it only does damage if the opponent's active Pokemon is confused. So we're just going to go ahead and assume that my opponent does play those Yell Horns. I guess it's not, we don't know for sure, we haven't seen one yet, but it would only make sense for them to play Yell Horn if they're playing Parasect. So we expect the Yell Horn at some point. When, who knows, we'll see. And if they don't actually, they could not KO our Snorlax here. They actually probably won't. They haven't played boss yet, so the Snorlax is probably stuck in the active. What we can do next turn, though, is we can go Bird Keeper to this Orbeetle, spread, retreat to this one, attach, attack, and we'll be all good. We might even go ahead and throw these dolls down to get them out of the deck, but actually I could keep them in the hand as discard fodder from Mallow and Lana. That's also a something I can do. Use them to discard. And here we go. More damage, and then hit our active for 50. I want to make sure we evolve this thing as soon as possible, so it can't be knocked out, but it looks like the Turffield's sticking, so that should be no problem. Yeah, we don't, like I said, we don't care usually if the Snorlax does get knocked out, because it kind of fits into our game plan for it to get knocked out. Yeah. Bird Keeper. Eerie Beam. And we're going to get like the first big hit, I feel like here. Another Orbeetle. Treat. Don't forget to Eerie Beam again. And then we have that VMAX wave for 150 here. Yeah, 150 with the VMAX wave. We got the Mallow and Lana to use next turn. This is where I kind of feel like the Caitlin Cynthia would have been nice, but I think the option of the boss is just so much better to have readily available. That's why I want to go with the boss, keeping the boss over the Caitlin and Cynthia. Although Caitlin and Cynthia does give us the option to recover the boss. It's kind of a turn slower than we might have liked, so that's why I really like the idea of keeping the boss around. But definitely possible I regret that here. So Eerie Beam, I'm assuming this one is going to make its way to the bench. Maybe we just look to KO 2 VMAXs here, to be honest. At this point, with the way that the game is developing, we could just knock out 2 VMAXs, and that could be our game plan overall. We don't have to go for that. Knock out Parasect. This might even just get knocked out eventually through Eerie Beams. It'll get up to 6 next turn, and it's 2 turns away from being KO'd. Or could even get KO'd faster than that if we top deck some switches. So that can just be our game plan for getting rid of this Parasect, to be honest. Here comes a switch into the Parasect. Research, yeah, they're setting up for that. Once again, I mentioned it. They're most likely setting up for that Yell Horn. Unfortunately for our opponent, I don't think they've read Aromatic Energy, Aromatic. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea how to pronounce this. But I don't think my opponents read it, as they didn't waste a switch there, though. I guess they could have hard retreated here, Eerie Beamed again, and then switched into this one. So they kind of are -1 Eerie Beam this turn, as long as they're comfortable with losing that Grass Energy there. So I guess we'll take advantage of that. That's good for us. Here comes that VMAX wave, and now we get to use that Mallow Lana, which looked so good in this mirror match, and it's going to be so good in this mirror match in the end, I think. Capture Energy, I'm going to get out that last Beetle. I'll even thin this out as well right now. And then, yeah, Mallow and Lana. I just keep the dolls, I think. I like the idea of keeping everything else should I get, like, reset stamped later. The dolls wouldn't be for sure terrible, I guess, but, yeah, they wouldn't be terrible, but they're not guaranteed to get value, I guess. so I don't really see the point in keeping them around for sure. Whereas if I get stamped, I want to make sure I can like have a draw supporter. A Bird Keeper would be super good. The Boss is super good. All those I feel like are much higher value cards in this situation for sure. Short a Grass Energy. Here we go. Eerie Beam, and then if we get a Grass, we can attack with this one and Eerie Beam again. This thing is so close to being KO'd. We are just 2 attacks away from winning the game as well. So if we can just get a Grass Energy off this, set this one up, we have that Boss in the hand. They'll be able to utilize to bring up this Orbeetle VMAX and just KO back-to-back Orbeetle VMAXs in the end here, to be honest. I thought it might go the route of where we'd be able to, like, you know, chase, but it's really hard for us to chase stuff like Dedenne and Crobat because we do not, we only do 50 damage because they're not going to attach energy to their Dedenne or their Crobat. So here comes that Bird Keeper, so they're going to get some more spread off. Double Eerie Beam. I wonder if they're just going to leave this one in the active here even. That would be interesting. I think that would be fine from them as well. I'm curious to see if that's what they go for here. Just leave this one in the active, let it take a hit. They got the air balloon. They could even retreat to like Crobat and let it take a hit for 50. Then it might get a little bit scary about me going KO Parasect, KO Crobat, and then KO one of these VMAXs. There's the VMAX send up. Another Eerie Beam going down. All right, so many Eerie Beams this game on both sides. The last thing I expected was an Orbeetle VMAX mirror match to happen in this one. We got 6 HP left on this guy. All right, let's go ahead and use this. There's nothing to grab though, right? Yeah, let's take a look. 2 Tag Call, 1 Mallow Lana left. Only 4 Grass Energy in the deck. Okay, and we're getting to the point where we might get Reset Stamped next turn. I obviously don't want to have happen, but we don't really have a choice. I'm almost thinking about going Boss up the Dedenne or the Crobat and then hit them. We're not doing enough damage to get through this next VMAX anytime soon. So taking out this guy means we're just a Boss and a Grass away. So I feel like that is the better route to take. Definitely want to run to this Beetle because then we could get a Grass. We do get that Grass. We can throw here. And we can go Eerie Beam with this one and then retreat to this one. Eerie Beam again. Put a new VMAX here. Retreat. Another Eerie Beam. I think I'm going to throw this doll down as well. Once again, to play around the potential of Reset Stamp. I don't want to get Reset Stamped here. Yeah, G Max Wave. Knock out this Orbeetle VMAX and my opponents. Well, prize cards to work with. Quick Ball. Quick Ball. Quick Ball? No. Evolution Incense. Yeah, I didn't check my prize cards. I had no idea what was prize. But yeah, Quick Ball, Evolution Incense. Well, we know where our Quick Balls were. We haven't played a single Quick Ball yet. We haven't needed it. The Capture Energy have been super good. Capture Energy is super good with the Orbeetle. That Grass colorless attack cost just fits so well in the deck. How scared do I have to be here of my opponent's spread winning the game that way? Let's see if they hit us for 150 or at 220. We're super far from getting spread KO. This guy only has 5 HP left though, which is what I'm scared of. This guy getting KO by spread, but it seems we're 3 turns away from that actually happening. Yeah, we're quite a ways from our opponent being able to do anything about that. So I think we're still in a good spot. Oh, that's a Buzzmosa. Could that be a difference maker? I saw them. Oh, they recovered? No, they calmed it in. I was like, I thought I saw this earlier. Going with the boss play. Looks like they're going to attack with the Buzzmosa here. And then maybe try and clean up this guy at the end of it all. But we have the boss in hand, so we know we win next turn. All right, so we're going to end up with the dub here in this Orbeetle VMAX mirror match. One of the last things I expected to play against. We're doing 100 here. Yeah, that's a knockout on this Orbeetle. Yeah, one of the last things I expected to hit here was a Orbeetle VMAX mirror match. Let's go ahead and just boss KO this VMAX. And yeah, that's game. We'll take that dub. Get into another one. All right, getting into another one. Our opponent chose for us to go second. We did open with a pretty good hand. So yeah, that sounds fine. I think going second with this build feels good. That turn 1 Guzma Hala just gives us a lot to work with. We are up against an ADP deck here. ADP-zation. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I have no idea what to expect. I don't think I want to put down a Snorlax in this matchup, though. I can tell you that much. I don't think I really want to put down Snorlax in this matchup. Also, Mallow Lana probably not going to be too ridiculously good. Let's go with Tag Call here. Gonna grab Guzma Hala and Caitlin and Cynthia. And then we need to follow up with Caitlin and Cynthia next turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and Guzma and Hala away. Get rid of the I think I'm gonna get rid of the Mallow and Lana. and the Weakness Guard energy. I want to keep the Wondrous Labyrinth around for some late game plays, maybe. I want to keep the U-Turn Board around as well. Grab these 3. Yeah, if I put Snorlax in play, then go KO Snorlax, KO 1 VMAX. So we just want to go with a bunch of small beetles, I feel like. Turffield, get that in play as well. They sometimes play Chaotic Swell, so we want to make sure we can utilize that. I could get KO'd by Azation this turn, so I think we're going to run to the bench here. And if they want to KO this one with the Azation, go for it. They can have at it all they want. Yeah, just going to be the pass. All right, well, I feel like we set up pretty good this turn 1. Yeah, it seems fine to me for what we need to try and accomplish. We'll see how this goes. No idea how this is going to break down at all. Have not played this matchup with the Orbeetle VMAX in any of the builds that I've tried out for Orbeetle yet. So I'm curious to see how it breaks down. I mean, we can start hitting next turn, which is pretty good. But then from there, it'll be weird to see where it goes. There's a Marnie. That's unfortunate. Our hand was everything we needed for our next turn. Especially if Turffield's stuck, we'd get double beetles out. I could go from there. We got a Grass and a Beetle. Unfortunately, oh, they play Crushing Hammer. Unfortunately, they play Crushing Hammer. Yeah, that is super unfortunate for us. Now I'm less confident about everything. And it looks like we might have to go into a Snorlax to actually have cards next turn. So this one is feeling way worse. And there's the Swell for our Turffield, of course. So now we have very little to work with. See if we can still get something put together here. Yeah, it has to be the Snorlax now. We can get off a spread at the very least. But this is feeling way worse than what we had been cooking up initially. Quick ball switch. I'm gonna put another Orbeetle V in play. Try and get another VMAX. That much more spread could be the difference maker. Yeah. All right, Gourmandize. Hopefully get some decent cards here. We might have to rely on some stall shenanigans to win this one. We might have to run to some dolls in this one. Really give ourselves a solid hope of getting a dub here, because this one's looking pretty sketch for us right now. Also, Ultimate Ray can KO one of our Orbeetle Vs, which would be actually it wouldn't be that bad as long as we're able to evolve this Orbeetle V on our following turn. We'd probably be in a fine spot. We could even Gourmandize again, try and hide for another turn, spread some more damage with the Eerie Beam. But we'll see what our opponent has here. It's a quick ball, probably look for Crowbat or Dedenne. They can also hit a Crushing Hammer heads and leave us in once again a spot where we just can't attack next turn. So we might have to go with something with like a Snorlax to do something on our turn in general. So might have to take that route, to be honest, of going into a Snorlax. But we'll wait and see how this turn actually breaks down from our opponent. They've got the Ultimate Ray set up. Question is just what do they Ultimate Ray with? And once again, do they get that Crushing Hammer? There's a boss, so the Orbeetle's going down. So we're definitely going to run to Snorlax this turn. I'm going to send up this Orbeetle VMAX. I'm going to quick ball away the Snorlax. There should be one more Orbeetle V in our deck. I don't want to put it in play, though. I just want to try and VMAX this one, not put any others in play. Reset Stamp would be nicer because we can't Marnie. Unless we top deck Marnie, I guess would also work. That would be fine. Send up this guy. Like a Weakness Guard, not exactly what we're looking for. I just don't want this thing to get Mawiled, I guess. So we're gonna go with, should go with the Eerie Beam first. And then let's run it to this Orbeetle. No evolution for it. Oh no, we're simply gonna lose to a boss's orders now. Unfortunate. Yeah, we really need to try and find an evolution there. We had 3 and a couple Evo instances in the deck, I believe. Yeah. All right, so we're 100% relying on our opponent just not having boss, and that is our only win condition at this point. I will split the grasses here because if they even just brought up this one and like punched it with like if they have Fiona or something. So I'll split the energy here. Let's go with play switch. Let's get one more card off this Gourmandize. Once again, if our opponent has boss, we do just lose. So we're just kind of hoping our opponent does not have boss here because we are in a pretty bad spot. If we've been able to evolve this, we'd have a shot here. It wouldn't be that ridiculously good, but it would be a shot. Right now, it kind of feels like we don't have a shot at all because of how little our opponent needs on their turn. But who knows? Maybe they'll whiff. Have to go through the Snorlax. Get Reset Stamp involved on the next turn. But there's Eldegoss for boss. So that is game. Did what we could. Just wasn't quite enough. And yeah, our opponent's going to win in 2 attacks here on our Beetles. Didn't feel good this time, but doesn't mean the matchup's terrible. Just going to have to play it again. And who knows? Maybe it's not quite this bad. Crushing Hammer's definitely something tough for us to deal with. but it didn't seem good after this first game against the ADP. All right, into another one we go. Hopefully not up against another ADP station. That would be very unfortunate to have to go through again. Did not feel like a good matchup at all. ADP a little bit too much pressure, and our damage, even once we start hitting, we don't really want to KO anything too aggressively. Even hitting into a Zacian with that grass resistance, we do only like 200 minus the resistance. So we're not even getting that one hit KO. We need quite a bit of spread to build up for the one hit KO. All right, our opening hand here though is pretty good. Might even Mallow Lana to get into a what's it called off the rip here? Snorlax, just Mallow Lana. I do want to save it to heal, so I'm a little bit torn on that. Ideally, we'd like to top deck a Guzma Hala. So we're up against the Pikachu, which should be a fine matchup, to be honest. This should be more than fine. If they're playing Crushing Hammers, it would get a little bit, a little bit Crushing Hammer. Our energy attachments return are a very big deal, so hopefully they're not playing the Crushing Hammer build, but you don't know. There's a Mewtwo. So it looks like they might be playing, yeah, the Mew build, which is by far, in my opinion, the superior build of the Pikachu deck. Doesn't really give them an inherent advantage in this one, I don't think, in this matchup, us against them. So that's fine. Yo, our hand got so much better. So shout out to my opponent for that reset stamp, because that is a big help. Oh, they did block our Turffield. We do have 2 VMAXs in the hand, though. So we blocked our Turffield, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. We can actually get our hand pretty low here. Go ahead and scrap that. Guzma and Hala. Give up both of those. Gonna grab ourselves Turffield to just throw it out there. The U-Turn Board and a Capture Energy. So we're gonna go Capture. And grab ourselves a small Beetle. U-Turn Board. Throw out the Turffield. We could get the Wondrous Labyrinth in play in the future to get the Wondrous Labyrinth in play to maybe be a little bit disruptive against our opponent. Our opponent could have just a really good turn 2 here, though, of actually just knocking out our Orbeetle via the Vileplume's 180 attack. We do only have 180 HP on our Orbeetle, so that would be unfortunate. We'll see if they have that. Hopefully they don't, and we can get into our Orbeetles just fine next turn, just cleanly, and then go from there. I once again did the same thing where I put the Capture and the U-Turn Board on the same Beetle. But they should be split. I should have gone U-Turn Board active, Capture Energy to the other Beetle. I keep doing it. Don't do that. Do it the other way, because that way if they KO Snorlax, I can send up the Beetle with the U-Turn Board VMAX, attach, or attach to the bench one, spread, retreat, spread, which is a little bit better overall, I feel like. It's not going to be that big of a deal on our next turn, because we're probably going to be using Bird Keeper. We'll probably go VMAX. Send up this one, spread, Bird Keeper, spread, and then attack. But if I didn't have the Bird Keeper, or if I top deck Marnie and would rather play that, something like that, I kind of lose the option of the double spread. The very clean double spread we had set up there. So yeah, split these two. It seems like splitting them off the rip there gives us more options overall, and that's something I'm not doing and that I should be doing. So yeah, learn from my mistake there. Trying to set it up so we can maximize our Eerie Beams. That's what we're trying to do here. Maximize the Eerie Beams. Another reset stamp. So that's good for us, though. Our opponent is out of those reset stamps. It's kind of bad for us as well, though, because our hand was so good. Once again, now I'm in a situation where I would have preferred, once again, having that split gives me the potential for the double way better than the other way around. So, yeah. Split the stuff. There's the Vileplume that I was talking about. Do they have a way to discard it, a switch, and a boss? Yeah, that's what I was scared of here, was that Vileplume play. I don't think they played a supporter yet, so that's what they're digging for, the option of. They got the Vileplume in the discard pile. Plenty of energy for the Coco. There's the second Chaotic Swell, so Wondrous Labyrinth will not be making an appearance in this game. And there's a Marnie. I'm a fan of the Marnie there. The Marnie's good for us there, I think, because our hand was nothing stellar. Hey, there's a VMAX. The rest of the hand, though, is a little bit rough. We do get to keep it, though, because our opponent did not have a way to move their Pikachu. That's pretty good for us. Evolve twice. We got the Pokédoll. No energy, unfortunately. I guess I could have actually Guzma Hala'd away the doll, which I probably should have done. Now I'm just going to go search for that stadium and discard it. Yeah, I probably should have gone discard 2, get rid of boss, get rid of doll. I just kind of want to keep the boss around, but I think it would have been better to get the stadium, get the tool, get an energy attachment for turn is the biggest thing there, I think. Just get an energy in play for the turn would do a lot for us. Definitely a mistake on my part. Should have played that a little bit differently. for sure. With yeah, it should have gone Guzma Hala, get rid of 2, Capture Energy here, even get another Orbeetle V in play. That way I could VMAX again if I do get one, like I just did with this guy here. Yeah, that would have been definitely better. Get rid of the boss, get rid of the doll. Stadium still goes and trades. Get that Stadium, thin it out of the deck. Get the second U-Turn Board out of the deck, put that in play. Grab another Capture Energy over here. Capture out another Orbeetle V. Set up so we can maybe do those triple Eerie Beams in a turn. Potentially. All right, here comes that Dance of the Ancients from our opponent. Finally gonna see them attack, maybe. The Mewtwo is set up to use that full blitz attack if my opponent wants to. They can do that. They can full blitz here. They seem to be able to get this Pikarom out of the active, which has been their problem so far, is they haven't been able to get this Pikarom out of the active. There's a Gengar and Mimikyu. Oh, they might be going for... They could be going for Poltergeist. They could be going for the Horror House play. Thankfully for us, we only have 3 trainer cards in our hand, so even if we were to draw into 1 more, they'd only hit this guy for 200 damage. So I would be fine if that's going to be their GX attack of choice with our current situation, to be honest. That would be more than fine with me. We don't have anything really for them to really take too big of an advantage of at all. So work out just fine, I think. And they're down quite a bit of energy. One thing that was kind of going through my head that I was like, well, I might get kind of scared of. They probably play 3 boss. They're down 1. They can boss twice. And then if we can run away, we could theoretically just run away to dolls for a couple turns in a row. And then the thing to be scared of at that point would be an Aganadel, but already being down 2 energy, got like an energy over here on this Dedenne. I wouldn't be too scared of that actually in general. That'd be like a fine situation to develop. And it looks like they're like going all in on this Horror House play. It looks like they boss up my Orbeetle, got it trapped in the active here as of right now. Could have had a U-turn board on it, like I said. And we'll see if they go for the house. They could just go for a Poltergeist as well. It would only be +1 card off my top deck if they go with the house play. Because I do have 3, 6, 7 cards in hand. So I wouldn't draw any cards from the effect of the Horror House. It would just be all off of that, that top deck. It's the only plus card I would get for my turn. Let's see what they go with here, though. The Bolt and Grab. They could just full blitz as well. Nothing's stopping them from just going with the good old full blitz, which seems best to me, to be honest. If I was them, I would just go with the full blitz. Full blitz seems fine here to me. We'll see what they go for here, though. And if they do full blitz, I'm definitely looking at that Mallow Lana top deck. Yeah, it is just the full blitz. Okay. Makes sense, though. I'm looking for that Mallow Lana top deck. That would be so sick right here. Put us in an insanely good spot if we were to top deck Mallow Lana here. And they're just loading up this active Mewtwo. They are all in. No Mallow and Lana yet. We just can't get one this turn, actually. Entering second Snorlax doesn't seem like I'll ever get punished for it. Quick ball away the weakness guard. Grab another Orbeetle V. Bench it. Attach the energy. And then I guess just Marnie. Hope to find a switch. And if not, it's going to get stuck. There's that switch, though. Now the question is just, what do we run to? Our opponent has used 2 boss. They don't have a lot of boss left. Eerie Beam. We're definitely going to switch Eerie Beam. But then I could just go into like a Snorlax and just draw cards. Or I could hit them really hard. Actually, wait. We just knocked them out. They put all their energy on their active Mewtwo. I just kind of realized that for a second. Wait a second. They put all their energy on their active Mewtwo. Just take the KO. Yeah, that was a really risky play from our opponent. I didn't even realize how risky that was until I kind of saw them play it out there. We should just win. They're down Coco. They're down, what, 8 energy. And there's the concede. And we get this dub over the Mewtwo box of our opponent. And that's going to do it for these games with the Orbeetle. This build, it felt okay. Still a lot to try out with the card. It's a super cool card, the Orbeetle VMAX is. Where it'll finally find its home, who knows? It might just be a tech card in decks to try and get some extra damage as opposed to its own deck. But it'd be very cool if it was to be its own deck for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. Where the card finds its best home. But right now, this list felt pretty good. So definitely check it out, guys. And that's going to do it for these games. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.